Welcome back to Squads from the Playground. Look, in 1998, Snoop Dogg left Death Row Records and signed to No Limit. Now, what I didn't know is that Suge say it was on site with Snoop Dogg and he was scared to go back. Yeah, when they went to LA, allegedly, Mr. Servone, let Mr. Servone tell it. When they went to LA, bro, he stayed in the green room. They were looking for him. They were gonna snipe him out there, bro. He couldn't even go home. Drop it in the comments, bro. Let's get into the content.
He had just came to us, and he was with No Limit, and we was doing a comedy thing out there. And so
thing out where?
Yeah, out in California, in LA.
Right.
And so, like a day before, they had some rapper, Top Dog or whatever, that I guess supposed to replace Snoop Dogg.
Right.
And he acted like he was stepping on the tank or whatever. So, me and C actually saw him and a few dudes from that row in the mall. No problem, nothing. And so I think the fact that row being in Cali and having that stranglehold, they couldn't understand, like, we here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We from New Orleans, nigga.
Yeah. We ain't going.
So, okay, cool. And so we do the comedy show, No Limit Comedy Show. And so Pete strategically did that, like, we're going to do something in L.A. with, let them know we here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't no disrespect, but let you
Yeah,
know
we stamp.
We not perfect. We not them.
Yeah.
We
ain't that.
And so,
talking this shit on the cool, yeah.
And so,
yeah, it's real, though.
But that's the way we felt. It wasn't no disrespect.
No, it's real. Right.
It's real. Like, that's them, however they feel, but we ain't bothering y'all. But how New Orleans is. If you bother us, we gonna bother you worse. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't whatever. So we out there, and they did the comedy show, and I remember we going on stage. Snoop stayed in the green room, and I remember seeing Daz, like, you coming up there. He was like, man, we ain't coming up there. Like something wasn't right. So by we getting halfway into starting to perform, Sylvester told us come off the stage. They getting that Snoop. So I guess they came backstage to holler at him. I saw the videos a few times with a few of their people and talking about it. And so when they went to get at Snoop, then we come off stage behind them. And when we run outside, we get the door to go behind them. It's about, you got helicopters, you got sheriffs, they on one knee, guns.
What to get at Snoop for fucking with y'all?
We was trying to catch them.
For fucking with Snoop?
Yeah.
It was from Snoop fucking with y'all?
Yeah, because he was on the limit with us. And he was back in L.A., you know what I'm saying?
He stayed in the green room, like not come out?
Yeah, he stayed in the green room, you know what I'm saying? And he did what he had to do as a man.
Yeah, real talk. It's survival, bro.
I'm going to stay here.
Snoop Dogg is a track star. He been running for years. Suge done already said pocket two-pieced him. You know what I mean? Look, this nigga took off running through the hallway, nigga. He the same nigga was running from Jody and P on Baby Boy. You know what I mean? Remember when he running through the streets? That's Snoop Dogg. He's a runner. He's a track star. Look, I always knew niggas didn't like Snoop and it was up for him everywhere he went, bro, because he is Diddy with his brother. Biggie didn't fuck with him. Yeah, Biggie didn't fuck with him. Gene Deal already said Biggie thought Snoop was a snake. Thought he would just call him trying to set him up. Where you gonna be? Where you gonna be? Drop the low. No, you know what I mean? It's what Biggie told him. Look, he picked his side, bro. He chose Diddy. But look, when he went down there, fuck with P, allegedly, bro, he went for the muscle, bro. He went for the muscle. He knew Master P and them was holding it down. They was out to show the world that they wasn't nothing like Bad Boy Records, and they wasn't turning down no fades. Shit, if anybody know, P had been drove to L.A. and was selling his mixtapes out the motherfucking van anyway. It's just down south, bro. Don't raise cowards. I'm gonna say that again. Down south, don't raise pussies, bro. Meaning, if you can survive down south, you damn near can survive anywhere. All you got to do is play the game right. Well, look, that's P. That's why Snoop got with P. For the muscle, for protection. He wanted protection from Suge. They was on his ass. Nigga, y'all drop it in the comments. Coast to coast, my nigga. This nigga couldn't go nowhere for a minute. Now he's back in L.A. and it's Crip cuz. Look, Snoop is a snake, a sucker. I don't know. if he had anything to do with the untimely demise of Tupac Shakur. But I will say, when Warren G say that man had the walkie-talkie in Vegas, nigga, that hit different. I'ma say that again. When Warren G said he had a walkie-talkie in LA saying what was going on with Vegas, in Vegas, like, yeah, Pac just got shot, he heard it on the walkie. That was hella fucking weird and sketch, fam. Look, my name. On top of that, the way that man was doing his wife for years, bro, if you can't be real to the woman that you lay down with every night, my nigga, who can you be real with? Allegedly, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, nobody. You know what I mean? Look, Mr. Servon, I want to thank him for even coming out and saying this, because like I said, bro, I be on Snoop ass, but I didn't know did it. But I didn't even know this much about him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't know he was hiding in green room. They say Master P put him out there on purpose just to show him that they wasn't no cowards. But Snoop wouldn't even come out. Daz either. They said they knew Death Row, them Death Row niggas was out there. Nigga. You know what I mean? But look here, bro. On top of that, what a lot of people don't know is Suge already came out and said Snoop was helping set up the Crips. You know what I mean? See, that nigga need a DP. At 55, 56, 50-something years old, he still deserves a DP. Why? Because this is gang shit. You know what I mean? It's gang shit. When you fucking with the gangs, it don't matter how old you is. You know what I mean? Come around here and get your motherfucking ass whooped. He need that. Look, shout out Snoop Dogg. I like him. Despite me always having to get on Snoop ass, no did it. I like him. He's a character. He's been celebritized a long time ago. I know Snoop more than a lot of people know him. I know Snoop more than I know some of my family members. My nigga, the nigga been around me my whole childhood, or been around my whole childhood, so I could tell you a little something about Snoop. But when you stop being a fan of a man and you become just a man, bro, and you're not a fan anymore, you lose that little gene, you start to realize all the fuck shit, the fugazi shit niggas really be having going on, bro. You got to call that shit out. If you don't call it out, bro, nobody will, man. That's why these niggas go on years of thinking, oh, I can do this and I could be this type of hoe. No, you can't, my nigga. You got to change. Yeah, you got to change, or a nigga like me gonna force you to change. Cause it's pressure, bro. It's pressure. A lot of niggas never had that real pressure, cause when they hear somebody talking, the nigga want what they got. Nigga, I don't want what they got. Yeah, I don't want what they got. If I want, matter of fact, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I done already had what they got. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. When you thinking about the money, money come and go. Fast money don't last. We learned that when we were young. You know what I mean? Money come and go, man. Then you got to be able to be that same nigga without it. Yeah, it got to be in you, not on you, my nigga. Meaning, when you go through your little storms, my nigga, you got to understand, bro, this is still me. Yeah, it can't just be because you got diamonds. You got diamonds. You know what I mean? Diamonds are a girl best friend, nigga. Somehow in 2025, it became a niggas. You know what I mean? Look, bro. Money is money, money come and go, but the morals and principles, they stay, my nigga. The morals and principles, they stay. You must remember that. You must remember everything that happens in the dark gonna come to the light, even if it take 20-something years, you know what I mean? It might take 30 years for a nigga to feel like, man, that nigga been a hoe his whole fucking life, you know what I mean? But once the world catch heed to it, that life of luxury that you once knew, man, it starts to die down a little bit, meaning, yeah, you gonna still get money, but you gonna have to learn how to balance what you got and stop spending, my nigga, cause it might not come in so heavy. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Look, shout out Snoop Dogg. I like him, but I don't like him, cause he a snake ass bitch, you know what I mean? He's a snake ass bitch, friendly, all type of other shit. But what I do like him about him is he smokes, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's a 420er, a fellow 420er, you know what I mean? So me and him could fuck around. It'll be a tough conversation because I'll be on this motherfucking ass. But look, bro, until I meet these niggas in person, they hoes. You know what I mean? Real shit. Unless I meet you and I say, you know what, I vouch for him. Yeah. Other than that, nigga, it is what it is. I group them all together. I don't fuck with none of these niggas. Point blank, period, bro. That's why they try to hold the content down. You know what I mean? Press dislike on this. Tell them to do this, do that. Look, bro, you can't blackball a nigga like me. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you can't blackball a nigga like me. You can't blackball a nigga like me because a nigga like me don't stop. You know what I mean? I don't stop. I'll forever be popping because I'm never stopping, bro. My thing ain't about likes and views. My thing is about cues. I might be doing a show for so long and just realize, bro, this shit that led me to the movies. Then you'll realize, bro, this man here, something like Denzel Washington. You know what I mean? It's Cause from the Playground. Shout out to ASAP Rocky for co-starring in that new Denzel Washington movie. That's big time. Look, we be rambling, never scrambling. You know what I mean? It's Cause from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Snoop is a fake ass bitch. Mr. Servone already told her that nigga was scared to come out the green room. You know what I mean? Scared to come out the green room in your hometown, nigga. That don't make no sense. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace. If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.